What's up, guys? Hello and welcome to another Maker Monday. Today we're going to be checking out a few different things, interesting projects and whatnot that I've got, as well as letting you know what's been going on and what's in the brew kettle for today. So guys, welcome to the channel. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently on our Maker Mondays, be going through some different projects that are posted to my Reddit site. So those of you that don't know, down in the description there's my Reddit link, and if you would like to be featured with your project on the channel here on Maker Monday, please check out that Reddit link and post a picture or a video or whatever that you've made. Post on Reddit what you have made or that you're going to make, or something interesting or whatever, and it will probably get featured right here on the show. So we'll be checking those out, as well as I'll be talking about some places and some things that we're going to be doing. So let's get started with the first thing. The first bit of awesome that we got going on here is, check this out. This guy has made basically a Game Boy system on his wall, a big Game Boy, but then he's made a model small Game Boy to control that. I think that's absolutely magnificently awesome. That's so cool. So hats off to you, bro. See if he's got any comments or any other. Nope, no other description to it, just that. Awesome, man. Good job. All right, and then of course we got the Iron Man reactor. Oh, check this out. I saw that this was this was interesting. It opens up a new link here. Let me get that open. But some different, the MagiPi, which those of you who don't know is a magazine about Raspberry Pi and whatnot, posted some best Raspberry Pi 4 projects. And let's just take a flip through here. So there's obviously the Picade, which, yeah, I'm excited to probably try on my own. I may post some stuff on my Twitter or maybe on Reddit about it, but try some different emulators, maybe even the PlayStation 2 emulator or something like that. Some of the more higher end emulators I think would probably operate a lot better with the higher processor and more RAM memory that you have in the Pi 4. But looks like that's a good one. The Pi hole, this one's kind of cool. It's ad blocking, so you basically set this up, route your internet basically through it, and it will block all ads. Like any kind of ad or anything, it'll just filter it out, is what it supposedly does. I haven't messed with this yet, so it would be something that could be interesting we try to do. However, I was going to work on a video for, I know I said that in another Maker Monday, it's actually caused problems and I've ran into troubles with it, so I'm working on it, but is a Tor router where you can route it through the Tor network. So basically it anonymizes your connection, makes it where you're anonymous. Another one is robotics. Yes, definitely doing different robotic stuff with the Raspberry Pi. Definitely would be a lot better with the Raspberry Pi 4, since you have so much processing stuff. You can probably have a lot more sensors, a lot more inputs, and be able to process all that in real time. Another one is desktop replacement, ditch Windows and Mac. Yeah, that's true. With this, I'm actually going to try that out probably. I'm going to set my son up with it, because all you need is a monitor, keyboard, and a mouse, and slam that in, and boom, you have like basically a fully fledged computer, and see how that works. Wireless bridge, so you can share some internet. Oh yeah, so that way you could, basically create a router. I bet you could probably use OpenWRT probably and throw that on there, and I bet you it would work fairly decently as a router. Machine learning, 4 gigabytes of artificial intelligence. Yes, you could do machine learning with it. That actually probably would be a lot faster. I know I've dabbled around, played around with machine learning and being able to recognize different things. What I'm trying to work on is melding that with AR. I see a lot of videos of people doing the AR thing where it's like, recognizing all this different stuff and making little pop-ups and everything. Well, it's because they're meshing, I think, that with the AI stuff. So with machine learning and training like different flower types or different plants or whatever, and so the machine learning can do it, and then they're overlaying that using augmented reality. And I'd like to do something like that and bring that for you guys. Let me know in the comments if that sounds like something you'd like for me to do and pull off here. That'd be cool. Supercomputer clusters. Yes, cluster computing has been a big deal with the Raspberry Pis, considering the fact that they're so inexpensive. You can do cluster computing, and those of you that don't know what that is, it's where you take a whole bunch of different computers and you basically bundle them as a cluster, which means it's like having pools of resources, pools of processing power, pools of memory, pools of disk space, you know, all that stuff. You basically have pools, and then you can carve out sections of that to perform different processing. So if you need a little more processing power, well, hey, you just up the amount of clustered cores to the specific process that you're running, as long as the process is, you know, multi-threaded and all that jazz. And then it will basically, you can run faster because you can actually give it more processing power, which is pretty cool. So cluster computing is kind of a neat deal. There's a cluster hat, apparently, that you can put this together with. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any of these projects. I'll get to the poll results here in just a minute, but for right now, just let me know down in the comments. Media PC. Yes, doing like the Kodi app. So those of you that don't know what the Kodi app is, it's actually a really awesome app. That used to be OpenBMC or whatever, and then it went to other things, and now it's like Kodi is the big deal. But it's a way of streaming videos and music and TV shows, things like that, for free using your Raspberry Pi, which is actually pretty cool. So I'm sure that that probably does real well. I think it's even said in here that some of the 4K, 250, 265, H250, 265 encoding will play on the Raspberry Pi 4 since it supports 4K, which is actually kind of cool. I wonder how much that would bog. In any case, laptops, obviously, I'm making like little mini laptops. I don't know if you've seen this. I've seen these quite frequently, where you have one of the little keyboards. Hey, look at that. That looks stunningly similar. Yes. So to that little keyboard. And that's pretty much the main ones for that Raspberry Pi project. So pretty cool projects that you can build out of that. Of course, there's our Iron Man Mark L arc reactor. If you haven't checked that out, you ought to check that build out. That build's pretty cool. I saw this one and thought it was actually pretty cool. It was building neon signs out of EL wire, which I thought was actually a pretty cool idea. This guy takes this EL sign basically, and he 3D prints kind of like a bezel to hold the EL wire in, and then ultimately he then ultimately ends up putting the EL wire in it, and it lights up just like a neon sign. I thought that was a very cool way of using EL wire, and it gives me some ideas. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a neon sign like that. I think that would be totally worth diving into and seeing if we can't build here. That would be pretty cool. Another really cool idea was this AR PCBs. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if I can make that any bigger. But check this out. Basically, PCB design mapping on top of the actual PCB. Basically, you can recognize it and put the different layers on top of it. And that got me thinking that could be some very interesting tools that you can make with that, considering PCB design and stuff like that. You could have it where maybe the schematic would pop up, or pieces of the schematic, or maybe, parts of the layout, so you'd know looking at it what the internal layers looked like or something like that. It could be actually kind of interesting for building. There's the Nextcloud setup, which I think I'm going to use this to segue into talking about what's coming up on the channel with the Nextcloud this week. So this Thursday, I'm still trying to get back into my schedule, where Mondays are Maker Monday and Thursdays are the time when we do something, where there's a build or something going on, where a full-fledged video is released on Thursdays. I'm trying to keep that schedule. Doesn't always happen, but I'm trying, okay? So I got many other things. School has started and everything else, so it's been interesting. But anyway, there is going to be a review and a speed testing that I did comparing a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus with the Raspberry Pi 4 that has the USB 3. And I basically set up two Nextclouds, one on each version of the Pi, and then did some speed testing. Sorry, my nose keeps itching. My bad. But I set up some speed tests and things like that, so that way you can see how they both perform. And surprisingly enough, they both perform pretty well. I mean, just a little bit of a spoiler, the Pi 4, it's not like mind-blowing difference. I'll put it that way. It's not like stunning where it's like, wow, this is so much better. But they are pretty close, but there is some give and some take there. So that'll be an interesting video. Definitely check that out. Like I said, it's going to be on Thursday that's coming out. Also working on some augmented reality stuff. Working on a little bit of some heads-up display stuff. In fact, I think I posted, here we go. I posted this video. This was an excellent video that shows how to use Unity and Vuforia to put together the augmented reality thing. And I do have a video on augmented reality. I kind of botched the intro to it because I kind of expected to have a lot more Harry Potter fans I didn't, and so I should have done that differently. But anyway, I showed kind of an intro to augmented reality in another video. I could put like a card or something. I can show you where that video is. But anyway, this is going to be like the next evolutionary step, is building the heads-up display. And this video, this guy does a fantastic job showing how that's actually put together and accomplished. So, but in any case, I think I want to move on to the tool of the day. Okay, so today's tool of the day, I'm going to be talking about, let me get them here picked up here. I'm going to be talking about solder wick. That's right, different sizes. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but solder wick, and those of you that don't know what solder wick is, this is heavily used for surface mount most of the time, definitely used for surface mount, but you can use it for through hole, but surface mount's a little better. Basically what it is, it's a little braided copper strip. I don't know if that'll focus onto it. See that? It's like a little braided strip there. So I can get it to focus. Focus. There it is. But anyway, this stuff is very good. You lay it down on top of something surface mounted, right? And then you put your soldering iron on it. Now, trick is don't get your fingers too close, because it is copper. Heat does conduct, okay? So it'll burn your fingers. So you just pull it out of the little deal like this. You set it down on whatever you're gonna set it down on, and then you set your iron on top of it, and it will suck up the solder. Now the thing is, you want to make sure that when you buy this, there's some, I think, let's see if I have it, this is not what do they call it, it's basically not fluxed. There's no flux on this. There's these, and I don't know, you can't really see it, but there's like a powdery substance on it. That's flux. That'll help the solder stick to this. So that's the one that you want. They make some that's like this one that is just literally copper braid is all it is. But the problem with that is the solder doesn't always stick to it. And so you either have to get a flux pin and put some flux on it, or dip it in flux and then put it over. And so it's kind of a pain. You can buy it where the flux is already on it. And like me, I found this giant pile of it. I believe I found this giant pile. Whoops, there's a tip. Giant pile of this on Amazon. And I can put a link down in the description so you guys can check it out as always. So I always put links to this in the description for the tool of the day. So that is today's tool of the day. So guys, basically with the channel upcoming stuff that we've got some different videos. In fact, I'll just pull out my notes here. I like to keep notes of different videos and things that I'm going to be bringing up. So I've got the Tor router once I get it figured out, how to take a Raspberry Pi and turn it into a Tor router. Also, let me get a new screen here and I'll pull this up. I wanted to go over the results of the poll that I got coming up that just dawned on me. Sorry, I know I'm kind of skipping around, but I wanted to go over the results of all that. So here is the poll that we did the other day, and it looks like not very many of you responded to it. I got about 65 votes. There's almost 14,000 of you, so I would like to see a lot more of you vote, but I see the trend emerging. Looks like home assistant and home automation is fairly the big topic, as well as the Raspberry Pi projects is a big topic. So I think we'll be checking that out as well. So I'll give you more of what you're asking for. So I'll be working on some more home automation stuff. I've got two things actually coming in the mail that is going to be a sponsored video that's going to be coming. So I got two things I'll be checking out. I ordered two because I want to be able to give something away. So I want to give something back to you guys. Also, I don't know if you guys saw this. I've had a few people give me some suggestions on what to make out of this egg sizer digital microscale. Basically, I got a resistor that was donated to us by our good friends at IC Station. And so I was trying to figure out what to do with this pressure resistor that we got. And I think I came up with something. I think I'm going to make a coworker, basically anti-coworker I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but basically a way to keep your coworkers from stealing your food from the fridge. I think we're going to leave it in there to where it's like a pressure sensor, so it'll be like an Indiana Jones thing, you know, like you take it off. If you take the food off the little tray or something, we'll 3D print the tray. Then you know, it's going to set off alarms and bells and whistles. Whoop whoop whoop. You know, it'll be great. It'll be awesome. So anyway, so we got that in the works that's coming up, as well as I'll be doing some more Raspberry Pi projects. Definitely some of that other stuff. Like I said, let me know in the bottom if any of those projects that you saw me go through on that Reddit post, if that would be something that you'd like to see. Definitely let me know in the comments and all that, as well as home automation. Like I said, I got 2 things coming. We'll work with both of them, and then I'll give one away, as well as got some other ideas for that as well. Let's see, what else do I have in my ideas? We're almost out of time. So I've got the shootable audio bug. I'll be working on that, where we can basically put a little audio bug in a paintball gun and shoot it out to where then you can listen in to other people's conversations after you've launched it. I figured we could do some things on load cells maybe, and other different things, and also working on the Iron Man helmet once I get all the AR figured out. So that's basically what's coming up on the channel. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful Maker Monday. Sorry for the video being late. It's got a little late today. I wasn't able to film it yesterday like I normally do, so wasn't able to get it out this morning, but at least I got it out. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure check out the t-shirts. We got t-shirts, engineered t-shirts. Check those out down in the description, because those are a way of helping the channel, plus also showing off your engineering pride. Come on, you got to have pride in what you do, right? So in any case, check that out. Also check out my Patreon. Support me there if you want to. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and make sure you hit the notification bell, because subscriptions really don't mean a whole lot anymore. You got to hit the notification, otherwise you won't find out about any videos. And stay tuned for Thursday, because that's when the next full-fledged video for the Nextcloud testing portion will be coming out. Thank you guys very much for supporting the channel, and thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.